Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're gonna be reacting to
NewJeans has three options: G-Dragon and Son of Truth. Squid Game 3 Theory.
NewJeans has three options. Number one, go back to Adore to continue activities as NewJeans, which would be the
Yes.
easiest way out, but would also mean that the group will have to turn their backs on NewJeans. And number two,
Oh, that was intro?
first off,
Wow.
GD denies dating Sana and is clearing up rumors.
Second, we have Squid Game coming back. A new chapter begins.
Last but not least, the court orders
when
NewJeans
when
to
they
pay
say
1
it's
billion
coming back?
won for unauthorized.
Squid Games?
yeah.
June 26th, I want to say. It's June though. It's
What
quick.
day does it fall on?
I don't know.
I needed it to be a weekend because I'm excited
I don't
to
know.
get myself together.
You know,
and watch
they
it.
they might fuck around and do this bullshit where they release one episode at a time though.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You know,
Oh,
they be doing
no.
bullshit nowadays.
I don't like that. Just drop
Authorized
it. Just drop it.
activities. What's next for NewJeans?
NewJeans.
And on to the first news. GD is not dating Sana. A surprise? G-Dragon has now officially addressed the recent dating rumors linking him to Twice's Sana. In a statement released
She's
by
pretty.
his own agency on June 2nd, G-Dragon clarified that the rumors were baseless. Speculations began in April when G-Dragon tagged Sana's personal social media account after attending the Coldplay concert, where Twice had a special guest appearance. He did not tag Twice,
Yeah.
he tagged Sana. And that raised some alarms and suspicions from
Of
fans
course,
of the
of
media,
course.
especially because GD quickly deleted the post after uploading the story. According to the statement, the interaction stemmed from professional context. G-Dragon had filmed the web variety show Dex and Sana's Fridge interview with Sana on April 14th, just before the concert, so the show was filmed due to his long-standing friendship with the show's host Dex, and Sana's participation confirmed only the day before. So the agency explained that the Instagram tag
With
was
Dex?
simply a friendly gesture.
Remember we
The
watched?
Dex? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same show.
So, was it Sana that had the interview that was flirting with Dex?
I think so. I want to say.
To follow the shoot, not an indication of a romantic relationship. Surprise. And they also revealed that they couldn't talk about this because they didn't want to spoil the show.
Yeah.
Because his appearance was supposed to be a surprise. And that's set to air in just a few days on June 5th, 7 p.m.
Well, it's not a
so
surprise.
Will there be sparks?
First of all, I don't understand. Like, GD was born in 1988. I don't know why a 36-year-old man has to put out an official statement.
That's how I feel. I do not understand why he put out that statement. Like, for what? He does not own anybody to say, I'm not dating somebody.
Honestly, when I look at G-Dragon, to me he gives me like Playboy vibes. So I
Yeah.
kind of don't want to catch a stray and be like, oh, everyone thinks I'm dating G-Dragon. I don't want that stray on. I don't want that body on me.
What else? Sana can put out a statement, not the G-Dragon.
No, it'd be better for him to say that, because then it's from the guy, like straight from the guy, like I'm not dating Sana.
I don't know. I mean, he did put out a statement, but I just don't see that he needed to do so.
For
That he's
Because he
not
kind of
dating
started it. That's
He
it
did
should-
start
it
it,
should
yes.
finish with him.
a certain woman. First of all,
I mean, I would hope that he's dating some person.
yeah, and even if he were dating Sana, I would be happy for him. Either way,
Sana
like, why
is
are people making
pretty.
a fuss about this?
He does have some Japanese lines and drama in his song.
He does have some history of
Too,
Japanese
that too. Yeah,
actresses.
it's not his first rodeo.
Yeah. One other thing I was surprised about is like he was friends with Tex.
Yeah, I did not know that.
I did not know that. Basically, we know nothing about what's going
But
on in the
what's-
celebrity world. So people just really need to get a life and stop trying to microscope into these celebrities. Like, just let them live whatever.
Let them tag whoever they want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let them. At the same time, I understand. If I'm a celebrity with like G-Dragon's influence, I'm not saying he should be careful, but I'd be frightened to upload anything on Instagram. Like, I'd be scared to tag anybody.
I'd be frightened to fiddle with my phone. You know what?
Yeah, like, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
when you go to
what
the
if I-
bathroom and then water
and
splits
if you
on it, and then
see
it
my,
like
No, he's
Instagram
just a
Reels
human.
algorithm, it's all fucked up shit.
you don't have to say that.
I mean, I didn't choose the algorithm; it chose me.
That's
and,
not how it works.
And I'm like, no one's gonna care if I like something.
I'm just so curious to see when he's like in a relationship.
G-Dragon?
Like, if I'm G-Dragon,
But if you say he's a playboy, then he's not really going to be.
I don't know. Maybe he can retire at some point. The game is tiring.
who's liking
George
posts all the
Clooney?
time on Instagram,
He gave up his Playboy vibes when he, started to get really old.
right? I'd be real careful with that finger because I could wrongly like the wrong post. There's some crazy shit on Instagram, right?
I don't know. I don't know why this is news. I guess this doesn't solve the question of the century. Is Sana gay? I'm sorry.
Could be bi.
We still don't know if Sana's gay or not. But
Is that still a thing? Next news.
Squid Game returns, and Netflix has just dropped the intense trailer and stills for Squid Game season 3. Ahead.
Wow.
You seem very excited.
Oh.
Give some enthusiasm.
Yes. Korea's pride. Squid Game. We have BTS, and Squid Game.
Ahead of its June 27th premiere, the trailer shows haunting new challenges, including a jump rope arena, confrontations with the frontman, while Detective Junho gets closer to uncovering the truth.
Ooh.
And the trailer also introduces a mysterious baby whose role will be crucial not just for Junhee, the girl that was pregnant, but for the entire fate of the game's players. Director Hwang Dong-hyuk teased in a recent interview that the last season will really push human nature to its limits. I wanted to introduce
Whoa.
games that could really show the lowest bottom of the bottom of human beings.
Even more so.
Something like your
Yikes.
algorithm.
Exactly.
Yeah, so Lee Jung-jae, who plays the main protagonist, Ki-yoon, has stated that the final round for the big finale was physically the hardest to shoot in the entire series, and Squid Game Season 3 streams globally on Netflix starting June 27th, so we only have 4 more weeks
27.
left.
I am kind of sarcastically
And you-
laughing at it.
You
because-
kind of think you suspect that everyone dies, no?
Well, that's how the games work, right? Only two at the end, like 2 or 3 people survive, and then they fight, and the only
But
one
I
dies.
don't think it's gonna be 2 and 3. It's just gonna be the frontman and him.
Okay, so 1 and the frontman is the 2, because the frontman is the player.
That means the baby. What's gonna happen to the baby?
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's gonna be different this season. I
I
don't know.
don't know.
because it's kind of going not great. But Hagen, guy from Hong Kong/Canada that used to do YouTube.
Okay, where's this
He
going?
came to Korea actually while you were away. I met him.
Yeah.
And the first thing he asked me is, where is the Squid Game pop-up? I didn't even know there was a pop-up. It was apparently right in front of my office, and he's like, "Do you want to go to the Squid Game thing with me?" And I'm like, "No." But apparently, it's like one of those like Squid Game games that you can
Yeah,
participate
yeah.
in. I didn't go, obviously, but there are people coming to Korea to experience the Squid Game pop-up store.
Not only that, I've seen Squid Game doing a collab with like the soju bottles, and they have the Squid Game.
Yep.
I mean, makes sense. People are obsessed with stuff, so it's.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, but I don't see this as any different than being obsessed with like K-pop idols. So if you can be obsessed with K-pop, why not be obsessed with a TV show?
But even in the West, they're obsessed with Squid Games. Like there was like
Yeah,
YouTubers
well,
who would.
he's Canadian. Yeah, he's from
Oh
the
yeah,
West. Yeah, and like here in the West, I guess also like Harry Potter, people were obsessed.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I don't know if people are still, but back when it was coming out, yeah, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
Labels,
like-
and people
like,
post that online.
People buy that shit. I'm like,
Post
it's
it
a
on-
sticker. Doesn't change.
Why do
the
you
flavor.
hate what?
No,
what
I'm
do you
not
have
against.
against Squid Game?
I'm
Like
just
what? What's your
surprised
problem?
How influential it is.
It's one of Korea's best, strongest IPs out there, like Gangnam Style.
I know
What?
for Squid
But I
Game.
wonder
proud
if
of
it's
it.
Season
on
one-
because they were saying for Netflix for the first season of Squid Games, the owners didn't make a lot of money because they sold the rights over to
Oh,
Netflix.
I don't know.
Squid Game, one of my favorite shows on Netflix. Two, not so much, but still, like I respect it. Like it's a good show.
Hey, you know what? I just came back from Europe, and the only thing they know about there, still, like the mainstream people,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
only
yeah.
know Squid Game and
Yeah,
maybe
actually-
some K-pop.
That was the same experience I had in Europe too.
Yeah, so be proud about it.
Yes, I am proud. Thank you for.
I mean, that's kind of fair. What do people know about Korea? It's probably gonna be Squid Game, Korean Beauty,
Oh yeah, K-beauty.
Kim Jong-un. Although he's not South Korean, he's North Korean. But if you ask about Korea in general, they probably would mention Kim Jong-un, and maybe BTS. But that's really depends if it's a younger person. All the
Oh,
people would not know
no.
BTS.
Korean barbecue.
Okay, Korean
very
barbecue sauce.
popular.
Yes, that's
The hot pots.
what?
Hot pots.
What is that?
The way you go to the Korean barbecue and you could have a bowl and the broth is so hot it cook
Okay.
your meat.
No, they wouldn't know that. They would know Korean barbecue sauce.
They know Korean barbecue too.
I don't know it, so why would many people
And
know
then
it?
they also know you made me forget. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's not many things people know about Korea. Like average people, yeah, if they're into Korean culture, sure they will know more. But average person, it's like not really much to
But
know.
did you know that Squid Games is based on a real sad history? Like back in the days
Yeah, you
when
told
there
me.
was Olympics in South Korea.
Yeah, you told me.
Acknowledging that we exist through Squid Game.
So, what do you think the conclusion of the whole series is going to be? Do you think it's like
What's
it's going to
the
be
end
like
of
the
the
Hunger Games and the Mockingjay, the rebels win, and then
Yeah,
it's
this is
happy?
this year's this like this century's Hunger Games.
Yeah, I mean,
I
it's
remember Hunger
similar.
Games talked about a lot. I never watched it, but this is like the
I
new
watched it, but I
version of
kept falling
Hunger
asleep.
Games. This one you cannot fall asleep. This one.
I can fall asleep because I've been falling asleep through this too. We have to keep rewatching it because I fall asleep. But with Hunger
Speak for
Games,
yourself.
yes, I did speak for. I said I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
But the Hunger Games, I don't like that it's movies. I prefer TV shows, so that's why I like this better.
The ending. And,
I don't think it'll be a happy ending. I don't think this director wants a happy ending.
Yeah?
He wants an extremely
Man, that's gonna
depressing
be
ending
so
where
good.
everybody dies.
well, if you remember the Epic
Wow.
season 1, it is kind of a happy ending, even though everyone dies, because
Yeah.
Kyun proves that humanity is still
Right.
left while the old man is dying on
Right.
his deathbed, and they make a bet, and then Kyun's right?
I think what he does is he becomes the top guy of Squid Game, the front man of Squid Game. He wins again, and then he kills off everybody, and then he ends Squid Game by killing himself. I called it. That's the story of Final Destination. You guys should watch that.
I don't know what the conclusion is going to be, but one thing for sure is that the director is going to do a foreshadowing at the end of the film that it's going to continue. I don't know if that was fake or not, but there was like a Marvel type of like Squid Game universe.
No, like I think that's
thing.
legit. I think they talked about that.
Yeah,
that
and then there will be like
spin-offs.
Squid Game Japan, America,
Yeah.
whatever. So this is actually happening all over the
Ooh.
world.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's just
Ooh.
I don't see why
I'll be
not.
down
It's
for it.
it's a very popular IP. I definitely think they should develop more.
They should, especially in that first season. We kind of saw like people like in the mask with different accents, so they sound like they were from other places. So I think they can do a continuation of this game.
it's like the Hunger Games. Like Kyun wins again.
But finds out that you're only in the preliminaries
Yeah,
to the
in
Squid Game
Korea.
Olympics.
Yeah,
The World Cup
yeah.
of Squid Games, where all the winners from around the
Yeah,
world.
It gets
just like the Hunger Games,
worse.
you become like a
The
mentor. and-
Avengers.
Okay, so excited for Squid Game. Let us know what your predictions are in the comments.
On to the next
Next news.
news. Court orders NewJeans to pay Adore 1 billion won, $750,000 for each unauthorized activity. What is happening to NewJeans now?
You said each member?
Yes, so
So-
that is 5 billion
Wow.
if they're active as a group, right?
Wow.
The court's ruling made on May 29th followed Adore's request for an indirect compulsory execution. This legal measure is meant to pressure NewJeans to comply with the court's orders by imposing financial penalties for each violation.
Each violation.
So,
So every time they do it,
they appear on
perpetually.
TV. Not
Wow.
until there is a ruling.
Okay.
I don't know when that will come. I'll talk about it later.
Wow.
The court's decision comes after the group carried out activities under their new name,
NJZ,
and released songs without the agency's approval in violation of an injunction previously imposed. They obviously ignored that. This is their measure to enforce those previous measures. However, the court has spared NewJeans from being held financially responsible for the activities they've undertaken as NJZ. The ruling will only affect future activities. It's not retroactive.
Okay.
The ruling mandates that until a final decision on the lawsuit regarding the contract's validity is made, the members must seek Adore's approval before engaging in any entertainment-related activities. And this is, of course, part of a bigger legal dispute between Adore and NewJeans, which will take a while for the final verdict to happen. The second hearing for the main lawsuit will take place on June 5th. Lots of things happening on June 5th, right? Sana,
Oh, we
Dex,
skipped over
and
that.
Gigi, and
Oh wait, June 5th. We did do. Okay, I thought he said July 5th. Never
Yeah,
mind.
June.
also NewJeans.
And we'll probably have a new president by then too.
Oh, yes. And they will determine
Yes,
the
they
final
do.
validity of the exclusive contracts on June 5th. But this is only a small part of the entire legal dispute, as they're expected to fight back and appeal against that decision as well. A lot of media outlets are talking about this, and I found this particular article quite helpful. This analytical piece by the media outlet Eyes stated that NewJeans has 3 options. Number 1, go back to Adore to continue activities as NewJeans, which would be
Yes.
the easiest way out, but would also mean that the group will have to turn their backs on NewJeans, who they've been vocally supporting in her own case against Adore. And number 2, win the lawsuit. This would be the most
Nah.
ideal outcome for NewJeans, as they've stated
Obviously,
multiple
but it's
times
not.
that they're no longer
That's an
willing-
option. It's funny they list it as an option. Oh, an option is to win the lawsuit. Like it's something you control. Like that's not. You don't control that.
work for Adore. However, the legal battle seems to be not in their favor, as the court did not acknowledge any of the 11 reasons NewJeans presented for their case for termination of their contract against Adore. Further complicating things is time. So to go through the entire legal system, all the appeals, and get a final outcome, it would take 2 to 3 years, which
Wow.
is a very, very long time to be inactive for a K-pop idol, especially
Yeah, New Jeans would become irrelevant by the end of it. Like in 3 years,
Aw.
that'll be it.
for someone like NewJeans.
No. The way they are the simplest update and everyone is like talking about it. I think that people will still be interested at least for their
No.
first drop.
Their supporters would
happens?
grow up, or either go to support another group. And they would. Money is limited. It's not infinite.
Yeah.
They just came out, right? 2-3 years ago. And number 3, this is the most risky. Ignore the court's decision and continue activities,
Oh.
or just give up all activities
That's not good
altogether.
advice.
So the group would have to pay 1 billion won per member to Adore for every single entertainment activity going on forth, meaning theoretically they could still continue if someone paid them 5 billion won per gig. which I don't see is happening. Or alternatively, they could just give up their careers and retire. However,
That's, I mean, yeah, theoretically continue, but think about it. It would be 1 billion per activity per person, so 5 billion per activity realistically. So they release a song, 5 billion. Go on one show, you know, because there's weekly shows. You go on Music Bank, 5 billion. Inkigayo, 5 billion. Music Core, 5 billion. Go on the radio, 5 billion. Do a variety show, 5 billion. Like that shit stacks up quick.
this could potentially lead to further legal action from Adore, as the group would have given up their commitment to fulfill their contracts. So therefore, the only
Yeah, abandoning the activities would mean they would have to pay the $250 million or whatever. Yeah, I think 50 million per person. So that's not an option either.
real way out here is either you win the lawsuit or you go back to Adore.
The first one, winning the lawsuit,
They're
is
not-
very, very low.
Yeah.
And the second one of kneeling down to a door,
That's
I
not
don't feel like
happening.
that's going to happen.
Then what's happening? What's their way out?
I think
What is the plan here?
I honestly think Hive and Adore has them checkmated. They have
It
no
is,
no
indeed.
choice. So they'll probably do like if you don't want to lose, you can come
Oh
back,
yeah,
and use
you
back and forth.
until it's a stalemate.
I think Hive wants that too because I think
They want to punish.
yeah they're like, oh, we're gonna set you as an example. Like if there are any future, don't you dare try to climb up. I think Hive would see this as like a message to all the people.
I think they still would like NewJeans to come back. If they come back, will the people be accepting of them? Is another question. Their brand value has been severely damaged at this point, right?
Yeah.
Even if
I think people would accept them if they keep making music, because I think the success to NewJeans is not their fan base, is the general population actually likes their music. And you know, those people don't care about no drama, they just like the music, period. So if they keep dropping music that connects as much as the older music, people would still listen to it.
they come back, they're not gonna go back to that level. I think it'll be really difficult.
You never know. Like one thing I learned
Yeah.
living in Korea for like almost 3 decades,
People forget.
people forget. Whether it's in the celebrity field, whether it's in politics or
That's true, that's
social
true.
whatever, like
That's
give it
true.
like a year, people
Yeah, that's
forget.
true, actually.
Except this one guy called Yoo Seung-jun.
Yeah.
Except that one guy.
Unless your name is Steven Yu.
Or maybe
Or
Seungmi.
MC
Seungmi.
Or MC Moon.
MC Mong's like thriving right now.
I mean, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Not as a celebrity.
Yeah,
right?
still,
Yeah,
he's
yeah, yeah.
successful. Look at Kim Soo-hyun right now. Nobody's talking about it anymore.
Do you think he will come back? He could come
He
back.
might
Oh, wow.
if he wins the lawsuits and all
Yeah.
that. But I think if it were NewJeans and they said like, oh, we did wrong, you know, we were naive,
Yeah.
we're gonna come back, do music, and put out good music, people will forget.
There
Yeah, as I've been saying, they should plead Stockholm syndrome, and that's it. Just plead Stockholm, people will forget.
Hype.
But I don't
I
think
feel
they'll
bad.
select that
Yeah.
route.
You've got your point across enough. At some point, you gotta like, you know,
Fold.
you gotta fold. When even if you win, this is not a win. After all this, the only scenario where they win is they win the lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
That's the only scenario, which is unlikely to happen. But even if that does happen, that's what 3 years down the line,
Yeah,
right?
several lawsuits, a lot of money,
A lot of
your time.
a lot of your prime
Yeah.
K-pop idol years lost. You would have been inactive for like 4+ years at that point. And even if they win, I have a feeling that a lot of people will be reluctant to hire them.
Maybe, yeah.
I just think the only way they win is they just
Well, I don't know. I don't think people would be reluctant unless Hype would kind of put out their statement through the, you know, in the back doors that oh, if
Kakao chats.
Kakao chats, yeah, that if you do anything with NewJeans, we're gonna boycott you with all our groups, you know, and that's if that's the
I
case,
think that would be natural, like to kind of expect that in a way.
right? So if that's the case, then kinda NewJeans, but at the same time, I don't think they could say that
No.
because that's obviously illegal. But I
Yeah.
think they could just straight up boycott and like because
You'll notice a pattern.
right, you'll notice a pattern. Yeah, because there's nothing illegal with boycotting. You just
Mm.
notice that okay, none of the high idols go to Inkigayo for whatever reason. You
Mm.
know, then you figure out oh, it's because Inkigayo allowed NewJeans to go.
Mm.
you know?
accept their L and go back. You know?
To take the devil's advocate, if I were them right now, if I went this far, I would not take the L.
just go all out.
Yeah, if I went this far,
Just be a
it's
samurai.
beyond, the bridges are all burned.
It's like Sparta.
Nah, I disagree. I would go back. I would not take the L. I'll go back. Say fuck it. I made a mistake. I'm young. Minheejin had me in a chokehold.
You burn down the boat that you came
Exactly.
on, so that you have no way out. It's 300.
Yeah.
They've literally chosen.
At least at that point, they protect their honor and their dignity of what's left. And whatever, in the future, they could probably be successful in whatever other fields they
I
want.
wonder how Minhyejin feels about all this. Like, if I'm her, I feel terrible that I'm like responsible for these people.
Oh no, she don't give a fuck. Minheejin
she's selfish.
does not give a fuck.
I'm not saying she would feel that way, but if I were her, I would feel that way.
Yeah, it's clear that Minijin had like a lot of influence in
Yeah.
all of this. But at the same time, I would think there's a a limit to like.
I mean, it's their choice.
Yeah, NewJeans definitely had a lot of influence, but they had their parents, they had the legal firm's consultation.
There's a lot of
they're
people
adults
involved.
too.
Yeah,
they know the industry, so yeah, it was a collective decision. And
yeah, it's not. But I will say, if there was no Minijin,
Yeah.
none of this would have happened.
maybe. Yeah.
She inspired.
So what's she doing nowadays?
You know, it's dangerous for these guys to be making these comments because they live in Korea. Like, we have the freedom of speech to say what they're saying. I wouldn't be surprised they get sued by Min Hee-jin for slander, in Korea.
She has, yeah.
Yeah, in Korea, what they're saying right now, they are not saying is their opinion. They're presenting it as a fact. So by Korean law, what they're saying right now, I could see it being defamation.
She's chilling. She's dealing with her own legal problems with Hive and Adore, so we'll see what happens. But be sure to join us on Patreon.
Okay.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And Zoys, share as much kindness as possible.